Today we're going to be looking at a video to create this bird feeder using PVC pipe, and this bird feeder is squirrel proof. Here are the items that you're going to need. You're going to need a threaded rod, which you can get at Home Depot or Lowe's, 1/2 inch thickness. You're also going to need PVC pipe and a 1/2 inch. And the PVC pipe, not sure, but I was able to get 10 feet and cut that. You might be able to find a 3 feet. I doubt there's anything that's in between 3 or 10 feet. Maybe you'll get lucky depending on where you're at. This is an optional item. You would use this cement to put the fittings together. You're going to need 4 empty peanut bottles, as well as 4 of these elbows, 1 T, and 2 couplings. The next clip is going to be a video explaining how this bird feeder comes together, and then we'll be looking at some images where I will add further directions. Today I'm working on a bird feeder that is using PVC pipe as well as empty peanut bottles to prevent squirrels from getting access to the bird feeder. I'm using 1/2 inch, 3 foot in length threaded rod. I have 1 coupling, a 2nd coupling, and this threaded rod is there to put some additional support for the PVC. Down here I have a T fitting with an elbow. The bird feeder sits on this, utilizing this portion, and just kind of dangles. And once the bird feeder is put in place, this clamps down and holds the bird feeder in place. This screw right here is used to prevent the peanuts bottles from slipping backward. I put one top, cut a hole into it, and then the other 3 just have a hole to allow the PVC to go through. I used 4 elbows to make this particular piece right here, and this one piece slides in. I was just trying to show the exposed threaded rod. And then one thing I'll say is I did use the cement to put the PVC together. That would be optional. Again, I have the T fitting here. When you're looking at this piece, which was made, we have the 1/2 inch that's sticking out and going into this particular elbow. That's what allows the elbow to kind of go intact, or actually allows it to kind of go into here. So you are going to have to cut some of the 1/2 inch to be able to make this male to fit into this female in order to get that particular joint. And that's pretty much it. I'll show you how I place this up onto the side of the fence. And as I said, I've had this up for about 3 years. I've had no issue with storms, no issue with squirrels, but I do see the squirrels taking a look, trying to figure out how exactly they are going to get access to this. So I'll be putting some still images with some explanation further about how to create this item. And you might have to make some adjustments, either make this shorter, a little lengthier. I don't know how much shorter I would make this, because then the squirrels could definitely jump, probably knock this thing over, the bird feeder. Here we see the mechanism. Here we see the hole that I drilled to allow the PVC to go into the 2x4. So I did have to drill a hole right there, probably about 1/2 inch in, just to allow this to sit inside. Here we see a 2x4 that's up to the 4x4 post. And then I put the bracket just to kind of hold it additional. You'll probably have to modify that in some particular way in order to fit whatever purpose you have. Here we're going to test the bird feeder. So the screw is preventing the peanut bottle from going below this particular line right here. If any squirrel jumps on it, they just spin. No issues with squirrels. Here we see the dimensions. We see the fitting, T-fitting that is located right here. One coupling. We see a second coupling here. And we also see that coupling. This piece is 8 3/4 going to this direction, 29 inches to the next coupling, and the entire length is 58 up until this particular T-fitting. And the T-fitting is there because you want to be able to have access to the elbow, which is here, and then the double elbow. What I mean by double elbow, we're putting one elbow this way, another elbow this way. We have an elbow here. Then we have that T-fitting, which is right there. And this allows you to remove this top portion so that you can get the bird feeder and place the bird feeder in here where it's just kind of dangling down. This particular piece is the piece that is removed. Here is the exposed threaded rod, and here we see then the 4 empty peanut bottles. Complete item. Notice the screw, which is over here. Now we're looking at how we created the elbow. We see 2 elbows right here, and then we also see the 1/2 inch PVC, which is inserted into the elbow, and this allows this particular piece right here to become a male because it has to go inside of the bottom female elbow. So for the most part, this is going to allow you to come into this particular part. Then when you put pressure, the whole item will close. Here we see once again, for the most part, we're going into there. And we're going to go right into that particular area. We see 1 elbow, 2 elbows, 3 elbows. And this is a T. I know that the directions may have asked for 4 of these elbows, but really you only need 3. And we're going to be utilizing the T to fill up the remaining one. Once again, we see the exposed rod right here. Notice the screw, and the screw is there to prevent the peanut bottles from going beyond this particular line, so they kind of stay in place. And I put a hole in the bottom of each peanut hole, and then just remove the cap to allow them to fit through the PVC pipe. Once again, we see the items. As I mentioned before, the directions are calling for 4 elbows, but we are actually using 3 elbows because the 4th elbow is going to be that actual T, which is not an elbow, it's just the T that's there. This is how the PVC fits into the fence. I have a fence post, and with that fence post, what I did was placed a 2x4 on this particular side, and that 2x4 is this piece. I did drill a hole, and the hole is the same diameter of the PVC, and that allows the PVC to fit right inside of the hole that's in the 2x4. And then of course the bird feeder is just dangling here. This bracket, you just had to bend it and twist it. It's just a regular bracket that I was able to bend in order to fit the shape that I needed. And this is going to vary. For the most part, you may not even want the bird feeder extending out the same distance. You might want it 60 inches or more, but if you're going to go 60 inches or more, remember that you're going to have to add that threaded rod. The threaded rod that I'm using is 3 feet, and it's just fitting in here to add reinforcement to the PVC. That way the PVC isn't bending with the wind. And once again, here we see the parts list. This was optional. I did happen to use this in some of the portions, especially when I was joining the elbows. Notice that I did put in the directions 4. You actually can use 3, and the coupling here 2 to 3, and you're going to need one of these T fittings. And you're going to take the PVC pipe. You're going to have one here. You're going to put the coupling, continue with your PVC pipe, another coupling, continue with your PVC pipe, but now we are going to put the T fitting right here. Then we are going to put the first elbow, then we're going to get the second elbow and the third, and these elbows are then going to be able to connect with each other. The T fitting right here. Then we're going to be able to insert this as well as this side into there, and the bird feeder will simply dangle from here. The peanut bottles will be here, 2, 3, and 4 with the screw that prevents them from going beyond this particular point. And that's pretty much the way this gets built. Feel free to like and subscribe to this channel, and enjoy your time with your bird feeder as you watch the squirrels trying to figure out how they're going to get access to that, while all of the birds are just enjoying life. And then of course here you are watching all of this stuff till you spend too much time there. Then maybe the wife starts to yell at you because you're spending too much time looking at the birds when you should be spending time with her. Maybe, I don't know, everybody's circumstance. Enjoy.